So guns are mathematics, and I think this one will be a neat one to dig into because there's so many different ways you can start talking about math and guns. So starting back from the beginning, guns were used for celebrations and stuff. I don't know, there's probably some math involved there having to do with like the timing and the setting of wicks and fuses and that kind of thing, the coordination of it all. Maybe something with mathematics as to the day of the year when they were going to do it all. I don't know, there's probably some things to explore there. So, guns and science are almost one and the same, right? So you start getting into the new materials that you're going to need, and if they're going to do that on any kind of production level, if there's any kind of scarcity of resources, you pretty much have to start thinking about math to start thinking about if you've got X amount of lead, for example, how many projectiles can you make, and would you rather have a million little tiny BBs in 9mm, or would you rather have just 2 or 3 large boulders in 45 ACP that just stop a war from even happening in the first place? So doing math on the type of barrel or the type of steel used in a barrel, again, can talk about the weight of the overall firearm and the availability of the amount of steel. All of that gets interesting when you start talking about non-military. You start getting into the Olympics, or you start getting into hunting or into survival situations. You start talking about survival rifles that go in airplanes or something, or into space. They have to deal with weight and materials. I guess that gets into a whole other video, but mathematics, I'm just talking about the building of the gun, and then you start getting into how do you make the gun function. So you start getting into the springs and the types of metals and the different physics, I guess, that go on inside of the firearm to create not just a gun that can work, but that will work. Getting into how you measure all of that, I don't know, that's probably getting off of mathematics and into tools or into technology, but math is behind all of that. So then you get into the chemistry and the creation of the chemical element of firearms that allow them to work, and both in the lead, but in the powder, the gunpowder, and in the primers, and all the math involved there. So when you get into firearms with any depth, you definitely are going to bring your analytical, your mathematic skills into play. And then, of course, once you start using the firearm with ballistics and trajectories and all of that kind of math, zeroing, all of that, you get into the reloading. I guess I skipped right over doing testing on the speed of the rounds, and I can't think of the bullet timers, or not timers, but why can't I think of the what I'm saying, the speed of the rounds. You're going to use math to figure out your powders and your times and everything. So I'm missing a bunch, I'm sure. So mathematics, anybody who thinks that guns are for the feebly minded, again, are just showing their ignorance on the whole subject. So hopefully people will take this series, the guns are, and use them as catalysts, use them as something to spark conversation, to create a blog post about, to have a conversation, ideally in real life, right, at a gun shop or the gun show this weekend, at a 2A rally that you might attend, or at school or work or at church or something in real life. Just have conversations that are more than just the new color or the new style of grip or the new brand of this or that. There's a lot more to our industry than just the industry end of it, and this is an attempt to talk about some of that stuff. So let us know in the comments wherever you happen to see this video, if it's on guntube.org or if it's on gunstreamer.com or somewhere else. Be part of the conversation. Thanks for listening.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.